Hello, my name's Neil. I've been on Twitch before last year and maybe at the end of 2024 at some point. I did get on it very frequently because the things that I talked about and discussed, they were like always different, you know. Tried to see what would work. But a large part was due to me like not having people around. I had a couple best friends that I didn't talk to for a very long time. And I didn't really have closure. After a while, I was just like I grew my facial hair out. You know, I need to trim it right now. This is like where it's usually at. What, you want to say hi? Come here. Say hi. This is my niece. Her name is Nova. And wave to the camera. Say hi. Wave to the camera. And she's 2 years old now. So she's not the same little baby anymore. Been watching this girl for the last almost 9 months. It's been like, I guess on the short end it would be 4 hours. Very, very, very seldom I watch her for that long. And then on the high end I watch her for, and it's most of the time, like an average time would be like 7 or 8 hours, sometimes 9, depending on how late my sister, happens to be. But I was on like a safety plan before. I was going through a lot, because I didn't know whether or not Melissa's kids were going to be back here. There's a lot of stuff that happened last year, in the beginning of the year. And I started making recordings because I was lonely. I was depressed. I didn't have people around me as much. I mean, I had another guy that's always stuck with me for the last like 17 years now, 18. And he's been a loyal friend. He's been a great guy. But at the same time, he's been around seldom for a long time too. Like once a week he'll surface, and it used to be like once every 2. So doing those streams was a way to kind of like try to connect with an audience that I was trying to build something, maybe make it go somewhere and have some kind of anything. But the reality is, I didn't do it right, which is why I'm now going to make a video, see if this surfaces a little bit better. And I'm going to be talking about, just the state of the world, state of my life, state of, I feel like, a lot of people's lives. Seeing a lot of like, it's just this doubtfulness, this apathy that's going on in the world, this ruthlessness, anger, confusion. If she'll let me, of course, You're not getting on this table. No. You can't get on the table now. Alright? Don't you go in timeout now. So, basically, what I used to do my streams about, I mean, I've done some with the, video games. I've done some with like, food and Talked about politics, talked about the world, talked about, the state of my life, all that shit. Tried to see what worked. And I don't really care anymore. I'm just going to talk about, like, just life and how I feel about it and what I'm starting to see, realistically. Just kind of like what everyone's starting to see. There is this confusion. There's this just mass unknowing nature about what's going on with time, with people going through their normal life, not feeling like there's something just missing in their life. I felt like that for a very long time. I felt like that. There were moments I felt like that before COVID. And you see, it was almost like I felt like the things that I used to go through, they were like starting to mimic when COVID happened, because I was always a shut-in. I was in my room, I was playing video games, I wasn't doing shit. I wasn't holding down jobs. I was getting jobs from other people. I was just fucking flowing freely in the damn wind. I wasn't much of anything. Said, get off that table. You're not getting on that table. No. You can't be on the table. So, bottom line, I think that there is a lot of things that people don't want you to know. And they're the way that they are. Hold on real quick. Alright, sorry, I wanted to pause Baby Shark and get her away from the table. She's going to keep messing with me through this video, so just, kind of get used to it. Basically where I'm getting at. I don't know how people view time. I think that time travel exists simply because I've witnessed something myself a long time ago. And it was unexplainable. And it was irrefutable. Which I'll talk about that. Maybe this recording, maybe another one. It's always kind of stumped me. But there's been more instances where I've seen, like, people going through life, because the way I view it is, like, if somebody isn't integrated with a certain subject, a particular element of life, and then something changes, that person and all the people that are like them aren't going to be, they're not going to be aware of the changes. Their mind is going to change with the change. But the people that are able to remember it are the ones that were integrated within whatever that was, whether it's a show, whether it's a movie, whether it's some type of music, whether it's the way a store was, whether it's the type of person, whatever. If something changes, certain people will see it, but certain people won't. A lot of people won't. That's how time works. Because when you're changing time, you're changing the mindsets, you're changing the flow, you're changing everything to make it look like it was always the way it was. But some people get fuzzy with the details, just like the Bernstein thing. I never watched that show that much as a kid, but a lot of people did. That's why there's some kind of distinction there. It's not because, people were confused. It's because it's something changed, and a lot of people watched it and a lot of people didn't. And the more and even if you watched it, if you don't remember certain details, key details in your memory that are solid, then you're not going to remember. They could change whatever the hell they want, as long as you don't remember. It's the game. And it's just one of the things, But there's something else that's going on too. There's this depression that's going on. A lot of people haven't been aware for a long time that groceries, gas prices, all that stuff has been, inflated and whatnot. Look, hold on, little girl. Okay? Are you okay? Yeah? Where's your juice at? Why don't you go get that juice? It's over there on that table. Why don't you go get that juice? Okay. The depression is because of prices. It's because of things that don't really... I mean, like, enough people have talked about things and theorized about things, and then AI makes up all these fucking things, and then people make videos about AI making voices and representations of things and all that. And it's really just kind of furthered this... I don't know, this, like, damper on everything. You know, like people aren't what they used to be. Things aren't what they used to be. You don't feel a certain energy in the world. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, people waking up, of course, but there's deeper spiritual things, I believe, that kind of come together with it too. Something I read about that was like vibrations and bells used to do something to us to help us with like connectivity, I think, you know, vibrations and all of it. Just it was all across the world, and all these bells just disappeared after a while. Nobody talks about the way that bells just, they don't exist in such a huge way like they used to. And there's plenty more, but, you know, then you have, like, this way about people that, you know, nobody asks questions about origins of things, you know, like this. This isn't peace, okay? Motherfuckers think that's peace. It's not. It's never been a peace sign. I used to throw that thing up as much as I could back when I was in school, and then I finally learned the truth. That's actually a V. You're cursing God when you're throwing it up. There's something serious about that. That you're not supposed to even have a peace sign, the other peace sign, on your chest, right? On any kind of t-shirts or whatever. That doesn't represent peace. It represents a broken cross. It's a cross with both sides that have been torn down, cut in half, broken. That's how it is. A lot of people don't ask questions enough. But the more you flaunt these things, the more the devil wins. And at this point, it's not even a question of whether or not the devil exists. He does, you know. There's plenty of evidence, but there's plenty of feeling in the world. You know, you don't have to openly understand that the devil exists to know how evil the fucking world has become, and how people, like, you know, let's say on the roads, you know, like, people used to drive like shit around me. Not all the damn time, though, you know, like, there was a rhythm to the way people drove. If one person's driving a certain speed and it's maybe above the speed limit, everyone was in coordination, synchronized together, because we were all flowing together as people. And now people will drive 20 miles under the speed limit sometimes. And nobody says anything, and it's just welcomed, I guess. It's just a normal fucking part of reality that we have to accept. It's just normal for people to fucking do that. Nobody cares anymore. Then you got other people that just don't pay attention. They just turn right in front of you. There's all sorts of shit on the road that could change, and it's disgusting. How many people just want to either get in an accident, aren't carrying, you know, they're trying to get insurance payments, whatever the hell the damn reason is. I don't give a damn. I think it's stupidity, a lot of it, okay? The fact is, the world is becoming a little bit more daft, a little bit more dense. And as much as I hate it, you know, I haven't been able to maintain control of anything. Nobody can. It's always just another day, you know, like another change that we're just going to have to accept, because now changes happen so frequently that people are used to change. when in reality, it didn't used to change in the same frequency as it does now. It all happened after COVID, I believe. A lot of it was just because of COVID. What's up, little girl? We're gonna have to clean up today. I ain't got that much time left. I can't spend all the damn time in the world on this because my phone sucks. I've come into signs lately that have been extraordinary, to say the least. I had this dream. I'm just going to openly talk about it on this video. I had a dream where it was like, I can't remember if I was in the movie theater or not before this. I feel like maybe I was. And at some point must have gone to sleep within my dream. So I was having a dream within a dream. And I was around just hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. There were just, I knew that people were waiting for the rapture. They were waiting for something serious to happen. All of a sudden, I get lifted up in a chair that I have. It's my own chair. And I was lifting with the chair. I had my hands on it. And the lady was pointing at me and say, "Hey, look. Bye." Rise up, float through the air. I drop the chair at some point, and then I'm just flying through the air almost like Superman, but it's not. I'm not controlling it at all. It's like I'm being pulled to something. Pulled and pulled and pulled, going fast. Really, really fast. And then when I finally ascend all the way up into the clouds, see this big room. It's a throne room. It's like highlighted in shades of gold, and it's, white light is just ascending into this room. It's a very holy looking room, But what manifests is like, I can't remember what the material is called, but it's like a, that electronic type of black substance that spikes, If you put your hand on it, then it just, gravitates towards your hand and all that. It's like a magnetic type of tarry looking substance. Well, it's going like this, and then it manifests into this person. Bald, black armor, very basic looking type of armor, short sleeves. Never seen the face before, And he tries to blow me up. And I push him off the edge, because we're above the clouds. I pushed him off the balcony. And he manifests again, or comes back, or whatever. He had some type of weird-looking scorpion or bee type of weapon. I don't know what the fuck it was. It shot very small projectiles into him. Pushed him off again, and ended up waking up within my dream. So now I was in the other dream. And when I look around this movie theater, everyone's just like this. Almost like their mind had been warped. Like they weren't really all the way dead. They were just taken control of. And I guess I won't... I mean, there was a lot of people that were, but there was only like 4 of us left. And I could tell that it was almost like it was God telling me, don't fall for the false Messiah type of thing. Because he'll represent himself as an agent of light and then try to control you. But the next dream that I had was worse, because I had gone to this seminar. It was kind of whitewashed, maybe like opaque white looking on the inside. A big building surrounded by, like it was like an old parking lot, I believe. It was woods all around and trails and all this, And going in there was like kind of like set up like a classroom, like people learning, people trying to grasp something. And I can't remember everything that happened in there, but there was a woman that represented herself almost as, like, she didn't say it outright, but you could tell that she was, evil, manipulative, and she wanted to almost like represent herself. It seemed like a fallen angel, or just something like that. I believe she was wearing white as well. Can't remember what she looked like still. She was like trying to take control of me. She was trying to get, like I could feel it, she was trying to get information from me. I ended up escaping somehow, and then when I went back trying to, see what else she knew or try to stop it or stop her or something, I thought I was going back into the same type of seminar, type of setup or whatever. But no, it was a line outside and there was people inside, and that lady immediately took me. Second I went in there, she was like, ready. And I went to this room, like there was all these different torture rooms. I mean, just horrifying stuff. And they wanted me to go into this torture room and basically, be pulled apart, because there was a guy that was like on chains like this, and split all the way down, like that was all that there was. I don't care how graphic this video is, like, it's shit like that's, I mean, obviously it's a dream. I don't know. It feels more of like a depiction to me. But whatever. What's up, girl? Yeah, I know. I'm about to change you, girl. When I went in this room, this big guy tried to get me and put me on this shit. Chained me up. I knew if I was put up there, it was like I knew I was in the dream. But it didn't matter. Like I was going to be tortured for real. And so I ran. And I was running as fast as I could out the door, through the woods, through the trails. Everyone was in a panic at that point, running for their lives. They knew what was coming, just like I did. And I ended up waking up, but both of those dreams pretty much like almost traumatized me. The way that they felt was just surreal. And it makes me feel like just the same as the first. They try to lure you in, to get something from you, and cast you out. They don't really want anything from you except for information and like a slave mentality. They want you to bend to the will of basically the Antichrist. That's the way it feels to me. A lot of things that are pointing to the end days right now, the rapture and whatnot. And I'm not going to sit here and speak volumes as to how close we are, because I've done that for so long. It's not worth, leading people astray. But it is interesting to have had two dreams that I've never had, back to back, almost like a warning. The world is chaotic. It's out of place. I don't want people to be out of place, You gotta know that you have a place in this world, that you have gifts, that God has given you life and breath, that everything that's going on right now is happening for a reason, even certain sufferings, because the world is in disarray. It's chaotic, and a whole lot hasn't been done for a long time. What we have to understand is our place. Everything is going to keep getting worse until the end. It doesn't stop getting worse. But it's important to act on things, to understand, like, why it is the way it is. Why we are what we are. What led us down this road, and what will continue to lead us down bad roads. I'm 22 days clean and sober, off of smoking, THC of any kind. I haven't drank since March the 17th. And before that, I hadn't drank since a little sip of red wine on October the 4th. And before that, it was also March the 17th. I'm on a good roll without alcohol. I think you guys can be too. Anyone that's saturated within any type of drug or alcohol, something that's giving you false clarities, false security. And another really happy thing that I'm able to say is that I'm trying to take myself away from lust. And it's a bitch. It's a hard bitch. But I'll tell you, it's more meaningful almost to get away from lust than it is for anything else, because it's plagued us for so long. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget that you have a choice every day. These things that are going on, this awakening, it's happening for a reason. Something's trying to get your attention.